Hey everybody, and welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. As the arts knows, Andrew speaking, and this is kind of a strange video, especially for a Monday, but let me tell you a little bit about what's happening here. Okay, so for the past, 130 plus weekends, on Saturday nights I do a live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and one of the things I thoroughly enjoy doing is communicating with the fans who join the live stream, and I've made it a point as much as humanly possible to read all the chat. Okay, now if I'm by myself, that's usually pretty easy. Unless I go on a couple of tangents, I usually try my best to read all the chats. Sometimes when I have Avery with me, he doesn't really distract me from the chat, so I can focus on it, but we oftentimes will bring up a subject and then we will deviate from the conversation, and the next thing you know, 20 minutes have passed and I'm just jabbering away and completely ignoring the chat, and I hate when that happens. I really do. Well, this past weekend, I invited Roger from Screwing with Scammers on, and all three of us were on the chat, and we were having a conversation talking about all different things, and regrettably, we ignored the chat almost 100%. And that wasn't on purpose. That wasn't on purpose. We weren't trying to do that. We were just having conversations, and the chat got away from us. And I felt really bad about it, and I mentioned at the end that I was going to go back and I was going to read all the chats, and if there was anything important in there, I'd bring it up. But to be honest with you, my audience has gotten very comfortable and used to me reading all the chat. Now, here's the thing. If I have somebody on the live stream with me, it is almost, especially more than one person, it's almost impossible to read all the chats. Really. And it's really unfair. If you're either going to read all the chats or you're going to read none of the chats. You know, you can't single out somebody over somebody else. You have to read them all. You have to try to read them all. Now, there is an option out there that I've seen other channels do where they'll read chats, but only those who super chat or send a super sticker or pay money to have their chats being read. I really don't like that idea, because I want as many people as possible to be involved in the conversation, and I don't want to ask anybody for money. I really don't. So I'm going to try to avoid that scenario as much as possible. So that's why I'm making this video. I had a conversation with Roger afterwards. We chatted back and forth, and I told him my thoughts on what can I do in order to make the people who contributed to the chat happy by reading their chats. So I've made this video. What I literally did was go through the entire live stream and screenshot every single chat, and I'm going to read them now. I'm going to read them and react to those and answer questions and react to what was being said. And I know this isn't going to be helpful now that it's not live. You know, when it's live, it has more meaning. But at least I want you all to know I did read the chat, and I did think about the questions. I did think about what was there, and I hope everybody out there understands that this is not the easiest thing to do. I try as hard as possible, but all right, I've already spent 3.5 minutes with this introduction. Let's get into it. I expect a lot of people who turn on this video to jump out right now, or maybe even a little bit before this, because they probably have no interest in what goes on during the live stream and the chat between the people. But the people out there who do join us for the live stream, they know how important it is, not only to me, but to everybody in the chat, to make sure that their words are read, that their participation is acknowledged. And I want you all to know I thoroughly enjoy everybody who joins. All right, now let's get into it. Let's read the chat, people. We start off with Dave checking in, saying hello to Drew. Glass Bottle comes in, says hello each and every one. Manuel, of course, as always, is here, says good evening, everyone. Manuel says hi to Dave. Jim comes in, says hey all, happy Saturday evening. Manuel says hello to Glass Bottle. Jim says hey to Manuel, my friend. Jim says hey to Glass Bottle. Manuel says happy Saturday night to Jim. Sarah's here, excellent, says hello, and all happy Saturday. Smash the like button. I always forget to say that. I'm glad she's there to remind me. Manuel says, I'm doing good on a Saturday night. Manuel says, hello to Sarah, good evening. Glass Bottle says, hey to Jim. Jim says, hey back to Sarah, happy Saturday. Tim enters and says, good evening all from a snowy covered eastern Kentucky. It has warmed up from 30 degrees Fahrenheit today. Manuel says, smash the like button. He says he smashed the like button. Sarah comes in and says, hi to Manuel, glad to see you. Glass Bottle says, hey to Manuel. Sarah says, evening to Jim. Manuel says, good evening to Tim. Darlene says hi to everyone, and Sarah says, too bad about the wildfires. Absolutely. Junior joins the chat and says hello to everyone. Jim says, got my new snow boot, and we did not get any snow. Oh boy. Jim says, say SWS is here. That's right, Roger was here. Sarah says hi to Screwing. Clifford says hey to Drew and hey to SWS. Darlene says the fires are so devastating. Very true. Manuel says hey my friend Drew and Screwing with Scammers. Glass Bottle says I got a grandma scam call today. Probably I'm the guy. Laugh out loud. Jim says hey to Darlene. Bertha's here, says hello beautiful people in the chat. Darlene says, we got some snow today. Very good. Manuel says, hey to Clifford. Sarah says, can we come on the line? Oh, no, not this time. Aaron says, nice to see the both of you. Manuel says, hello to Bertha. Good evening. Cathra's here, says Gymnasium in the flesh. Laugh out loud. Jim says, hey to Bertha. And, whoops, I got lost in the chat. Manuel says hello to Darlene. Bertha says hello to Manuel. Darlene says hey to Jim. The Lady P is here. Welcome. Says hey to everyone. Clifford says the Floridian thinks 49 degrees Fahrenheit is chilly. Laugh out loud. It was 5 here last winter in the wind chill one day, and I live in the warmest part of Canada. And Bertha says hi to Jim. Lori Campbell comes in and says hi. Jim says hey to the Lady P. Manuel says hello to Cathra. Junior says, you two are both hilarious. Well, thank you very much. Bertha says, Lady P, gives a little wink. Darlene says hi to Manuel. Jim says hey to Junior. Lori says, this is great. Fantastic. Cathra says hello to Manuel. Glass Bottle says to Clifford, laugh out loud, I'm from Wisconsin. The Lady P says hi to Jim. Jim says hey to Lori. Manuel says hey to Lori. Clifford says to Glass Bottle, yeah, I'm sure you get into the negative and Fahrenheit all the time. Manuel says good evening, Avery. Welcome back. Sarah says, missed you, Avery. Nobody misses Avery. Stop it. Stop pretending. The Lady P says hi to Manuel. Manuel says hello to the Lady P. Lady P says hi to Bertha. 2008 Amp says hello all. Lady P says wrecked my car yesterday. Oh my good gracious. That's horrible. Lori says Gymnasium. Jim says hey to 2008. Tim says I always love your characters. Obviously he's talking to Screwing with Scammers. And B. Bernie B says hello Drew and chat. Manuel says hi to 2008 Amp, says good evening. Jim says hey to B. Bernie B. Darlene says so sorry to Lady P. Manuel says hey B. Bernie B. Good evening. BB says hey everyone, sorry I'm late, no problem, welcome back. B. Bernie B says I was working on my genealogy. Oh, very nice. Manuel says hey to BB, says good evening. Jim says hey to BB. BB says hey to Manuel and Jim. Manuel says, hey, last weekend was awesome live stream with everyone. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Sarah says, oh no, Lady P, are you okay? The Lady P says, me too, Darlene. There is no public transportation where I live. Oh, goodness gracious. Clifford says hello to Manuel. The Lady P says, yes, just slightly sore and depressed. Goodness gracious. Please, Lady P, take care, okay? Julie says, hello, gentlemen. Sarah says, sorry to hear, Lady P. BB says, hey to Screwing with Scammers. Manuel says hello to Julie. Darlene says, my niece hit a deer 2 days before Christmas. She's okay, but $4,000 damage to her car? Frickin' A, that's incredible. Oh, goodness, I'm glad she's okay. The Lady P says thanks to Sarah, and Julie says hi to Manuel. Hope you're doing well. Manuel says, I'm doing good on Saturday night to Julie. Julie says, look, a little cinnamon getting his YouTube time. Absolutely. The Lady P says, they'll probably total mine. My dad said the insurance companies do it for the parts. In some cases, yes. Aaron's here, says Lady P, glad you're okay. Jim says hey to Julie. Boomer's in the house, says howdy, Boomer in the house. Hi, Drew and Roger. The Lady P says thanks to Aaron. BB says, yikes, Darlene. Good, sorry to hear about your car, but glad she's okay. Julie says hey to Jim. Manuel says hey to Aaron. Manuel says good morning, Boomer. Happy Saturday. Clifford says hi, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the show, Clifford. Boomer says hi to Sarah and Lady P and Sarah and BB and Manuel and whoever is left. It gets a little overwhelming sometimes, doesn't it? Jim says hey to Clifford. BB says, so I guess this is the SWS Drew and Avery show tonight, huh? Absolutely. We had a great time. BB says laugh out loud. Julie says enjoying my Screwing with Scammers mug. Hopefully y'all get one too. Charles is here, says hi Drew and Screwing with Scammers. Both your videos are awesome. The Lady P says hey to Boomer and Clifford says hey to Jim R. Aaron says hi to Manuel. Catherine says, I've told that Medicare robocallers that no, I don't have Medicare and they will still connect me. Oh boy. Glass Bottle says, I always cuss them out in their language. Julie says, Mr. and Mrs. Screwing with Scammers and sends hearts. Darlene says, I get the can you hear me? And I say, sure can. Jim says, Drew and Screwing with Scammers should team up. That's what we're doing. Sarah says, not everybody gets scam calls. I don't get any. That's really sad to hear, Sarah, but I'll send them your way if you like, or I can try. Christina says hello to all. Julie says, Sarah, I don't after installing Guardio. Manuel says, hello, Christina. Happy Saturday evening. Glass Bottle says to Darlene, laugh out loud. I don't know. I keep them saying, I get them saying, are you here? Yes, you are there. Jim says hey to Christina. Sarah says, you mean supervisor? Supervisor, yes. Darlene says, got the taxes are owed call today. Oh, I haven't gotten those myself, but I'm sure they're coming. The Lady P says, have you heard about the Amazon scam where you get a package with instructions to scan a QR code? I would just keep the stuff and not scan it. Prove I got it. Laugh out loud. Have not come across that one yet, but that's interesting. Have to keep an eye out for it. I appreciate the heads up, Lady P. Aaron says, Sarah, I don't get any scam calls, but I don't live in the U.S. That's right. Aaron lives over the pond. Boomer says, hey, Drew and Screwing with Scanners are talking too much. Talk to us, guys. I know. Sorry, Boomer. The Lady P says, Sarah, laugh out loud. Julie says, yes, the QR code scam is going around like crazy. Pam's here, and Pam says the doggies are adorable, and Glass Bottle says puppy support. Pam says puppy love. Manuel says hey to Pam. Happy Saturday night. Jim R says wow 5. Not sure what that means, but okay. Pam says hello to Manuel from Canada. Clifford says, well, they are all technically human. They are just terrible examples. Some can be redeemed, some can not. I think I know exactly where where he's talking about in this. We were talking about how scammers, they have black souls to be able to do what they do. And I don't feel like they're actually really human at all. You know, you can't do what they do and try to take advantage of people like they do and consider yourself human. You know what I mean? I know it's a little far-fetched, but honestly, sometimes that's the way you have to wrap your head around it. Clifford says hello to Pam, and that he's from BC. Jim says, wow. Darlene says, we had 11 cats at one time, and the mama cat had 9 kittens. Oh, the Y5 had to do with the number of cats Roger has. Gotcha. Now I remember where we're at. Lori says, aw. Pam says, Clifford, awesome. Pam says, Canada is in the house tonight. That's right. Glass Bottle says, I can't have pets in my apartment. That's sad. Tim says, I don't have any critters either. Jim says to Darlene, we have a cat who had 13 kittens. Oh my gosh. BB says, that's a big cat. Lou Ann's comes in, says, hi, everyone. Christina says, Clifford, by the time they have sunk into the dregs of scamming, they are not human anymore. I agree with you 100%. It's a Costanza's here, says, I have that. It's the Three Stooges who slapstick scammers. Manuel says hello to Luann. Luann says hi to Manuel. Manuel says hello to the Costanza. Happy Saturday. Darlene says a dozen and a bonus. And Bill says, I be here. Good to see you, Bill. Thanks for joining, okay? Darlene says, lucky you, Jim. BB says, we have some snow here in Ohio, quite a bit, but not horrible either. At least not here in Xenia, but I really haven't been out today, so I really don't know. The Lady P says to Darlene, I'm allergic to cats. I'd die in your house. Laugh out loud. That's not something to laugh about. That's crazy. Stay away from the cats, Lady P. Lori says, come to Ohio. Manuel says, hey, my friend, to Bill. Bill says hey to Manuel. The Lady P says, Lori, I want you to come to Cleveland. They still have Arthur's Teachers. Okay. Darlene says, my mother was allergic. She had to close up good when she came over. Oh boy. Tattles here says, my cable scammer called. After a minute of other questions, he asked me who my cable company was. And I said, your company. And he instantly hung up. That's a good way to handle it. Jim says hey to Lou Ann, Bill, and Lori. Christina says it snowed in Miami in 1972. That I can believe. Lou Ann says hi to Jim. Bill says hi to Jim. Manuel says hey to Junior. The Lady P says to Darlene, not sure that would work for me. Tarkorf's here, says hello. Junior says hey to Manuel. Lori says hi to Jim. Jim says hey to Manuel. Manuel says hey, my friend, Tarkorf. Pam says, ooh. Lou Ann says, hey, Drew, I wasn't sure. I would sure love a Misfit Corner cap. It's something that's in the works. Believe me, I'm working on it. Pam says, love it. Excellent. Brian's here, and Brian says, Ben Chode on board. Laugh at LMAO. Darlene says, I was on bed rest for my last pregnancy and eye surgery. It was a summertime, so she couldn't take the kids outside at times. Oh, goodness. Clifford says, although I should point out, I rarely get below freezing here in SWBC, and it's been close to 50 for the highest lately. Oh, wow. Pam says hi to Ben. Manuel says hi to Brian. Happy Saturday. BB says, I was the one that mentioned about my son-in-law being on Jeopardy! Pop Culture. Excellent, excellent. Did watch that episode. Not sure which one was your son, but we enjoyed it. We enjoyed it a lot. Julie says, thank you for mentioning me and the SWS mug. Junior says, as a California born and raised, we had to go north to get snow. I moved to the Midwest, and we got the extremes each year. Summers are 100 degrees, and winters we would get snow and 0 degrees sometimes. Oh, that's a little too much for me. I'd rather be in a place that was cold, like year-round. That'd be okay, but not freezing year-round. Manuel says, hey, my friend SWS, your videos this morning with Mrs. SWS was awesome. The Lady P said, I had one Medicare call right before I retired. The lady asked me if I had the red, white, and blue card. I told her I wasn't old enough for Medicare, and she hung up. She had a foreign accent. Yep, that's usually who calls. Glass Bottle says, laugh out loud. The white pun is thinking, where is my love? Laugh out loud. The Lady P says, Junior, sounds like Chicago to me. Pam says, love the honeymooners. Junior says, do they get extreme seasons too? Laugh out loud. Manuel says, hey to Charles, and Pam says, hello. It's a Costanza says, it's stuttering Stan back from vacation yet? BB says, SWS uses the Wayback Machine quite often in his scam betting. Laugh out loud. Junior says, or Hollerin' Hank. Laugh out loud. Spencer's here. Hey, Spencer says, Roger, I'm here. David says, hey, guys. Brian says, guys, keep up the good work. I'm an amateur scam baiter, and yes, weekends are slow for scumbags. Goodness gracious, Andrew, learn how to read. Scumbags kindly pisses me off. Manuel says hello to David. David says hello to Manuel. Manuel says hey to Spencer, who says hey back to Manuel. Pam says, they are the lowest of the low. David says, I'll have to watch the replay. I missed about the first 30 minutes. That's okay. It's available. Clifford says, I guess I have more of a pleasant green outlook on scammers. Pam says, I was just wondering too. Glass Bottle says, what pisses me off that's when scammers pay their bills with your credit cards. Darlene says, scammers are like road rage when the idiot tries to run me off the road. Spencer says, Roger, KFC, Kentucky Federal Credit. Lori says, I want to know how you come up with the fake SSI numbers addresses. Pam says, I love Billy Bob's store. Junior says, ownage pranks, I remember, and he randomly disappeared. Clifford says, the Indian restaurant Songify prank OP did was amazing. Kethra says, I had a call from Discount Power where they asked for my card information. I tell them I don't have one. I tell them the government took them and I was put in prison for money laundering from Indian scammers. Fan-frickin-tastic. That's an awesome line. Glass Bottle says scammers don't scam their own because they know. I believe that. Junior says, like a somebody. Laugh out loud. Tim says, I still laugh at Tom Maybe. It's Costanda says, the Jerky Boys. Yes, we remember those. Spencer says, anyone heard of Roy D. Mercer? I absolutely have heard of Roy D. Mercer. I remember buying his audio cassettes and listening to those. Clifford says, I think they figured they should target the West because we all have limitless money, or it seems like it's compared to their salaries. That is true. They think we're all rich. Pam says, yes, Roger, so sad. Boomer says, here is an idea. Have a member of the group, like Roger, get on with you and talk. 1 week, Roger, 1 week would be Glenn, maybe one other week, the Lady P or whoever, maybe 1 week with me. You know what? Maybe that could happen. That is definitely a good idea. We'll see what happens. Lori says prayers for them. Boomer says, I'd love to get on. Julie says, California is beautiful. So sad what's going on with the fires. Glass Bottle says, scammers block your number so you can't call them unless you have another phone. Spencer says, Gavin has really screwed up. It's Costanza says, people expect to donate to celebrities for millions of dollars. I'm sure scammers will call about funding from the fires. And Clifford says, my friends just drove through all of California, went to LA, Anaheim, San Diego, etc., and we loved it. Very good. BB says, yes, prayers for all those folks out in California. Their mayor of LA and their governor both need to be arrested and charged with arson and murder. Well, something definitely needs to be done. Darlene says, I live in 3 New York towns. Lots of family on Long Island. Smidgen says, hi all. Making myself safe from the California fires. They are hours south. Well, that's a good thing. Thank you. I'm glad you're safe, Smidgen. Junior says, I'm in Sonoma County. Lori says, I'm sure scammers will use it to donate. Yes, they will. Julie says, Lori, I'm sure they will once they find out about it. Spencer says, they don't read our comments. Sorry about that, Spencer. We're going to try to get better about it. Jew's here and says, hi, all. Julie says hi to Jew. Junior says, 15% containment, too. It's Costanza says, trust me, nobody is going to miss Hollywood award shows. Manuel says, hello to Jew. Julie says, been watching the fires all day. It's heartbreaking. Glass Bottle says to Spencer, yes, scammers do watch this channel and other scam baiters channels. Tim says, I have been in California 3 times now, and it looks like a homeless shelter. Oh, goodness. Smidgen says, I'm a California native. I won't move. Come hell or high water, or a bad governor. Some people are committed. Junior says, I miss the beach so much. Laugh out loud. Julie says, Spencer, they do, but just not right this moment. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate you standing up for us. Manuel says, hello, my friend Smidgen. And Spencer says, I mean Roger, not the scammers. Julie Bateman says, okay. BB says to the Lady P, I don't like or trust those QR codes to start with. Smidgen says, hi, Manuel. I was thinking of you and the New York D and your state sad day. Aaron says, I like this format with Jim. Manuel says, oh, thank you. Manuel says, my state of Louisiana. BB says, are you in New Orleans, Manuel? Clifford says, of course, I only ever read those magazines for the articles. I think I know what he was talking about at this point of the conversation. Jim says, I bought a new pair of boots, and all we got was a coat of snow in northern eastern New Jersey. BB says, where about in New Jersey, Jim? Hitomi is here, says, hello again. Welcome, Hitomi. Welcome back, my friend. Jim says, near New York. Manuel says, hello to Hitomi. Hitomi says, good day, Drew, Bill, Avery, and everyone. Sarah says, Avery awake. Hitomi says, Manuel, hi. Glass Bottle says, scammers are running out of scams to scam people. Jim says, BB, near northeast, near New York. Christina says, have you heard of the Gondu song? I don't believe so. BB says, okay, Jim. I used to live in Lawrence Harbor, New Jersey, across from a bar from New York City. It's south of Perth Amboy. And BB says, I was just horrified when I saw the news about Jonestown. How awful. Smidgen says, I agree, BB. It was kids that really upset me. BB says to Christina, I think I've heard of it. Laugh out loud. Catherine says, that was back when kids were allowed to stay kids. Jim says, cool, BB. We only got a coating of snow, and it was over prepared. Got 2 snow blowers and a battery-powered Go-Joe show shuffled. Oh boy, say that 5 times fast. Clifford says it was actually Flavor-Aid. Little known fact, Kool-Aid sounded better. Really? I've always known it to have been Kool-Aid, but if it was Flavor-Aid, that makes a lot of sense, because that was like the cheaper version of Kool-Aid back in the day. BB says, I understand, Jim. It does and get pretty snowy, and I remember. Brian says, yep, had a fresher on Friday final expense. I told him I passed away last week, and he said, so sorry to hear that, but he proceeded with the BS script. It's like is this clown for real? Darlene says, I remember, also saw a movie about Jonestown. Jim says to BB, corrected battery-powered, snow shoveled. Tarkor says, house on a mortuary is hilarious. Tim says, I watched The Day the Earth Stood Still, scared the crap out of me. Actually, we watched The Day the Earth Stood Still when I was in elementary school. It was the go-to movie that they put on whenever there was nothing else to do, like at the end of the year. I watched that movie like 3-4 times in a couple of years' time. BB says, I'm too old for the parents to have made me watch any movie. They watch TV shows, though they never made us watch the same thing. Really? Sarah says, I'm probably going to go because the comments are not being read this week. Yeah, I know, it happens. BB says, okay, Sarah, I may leave soon as well, probably around 9 or sooner. Sarah says, don't, it's boring tonight. Oh man, Sarah, that's the worst thing that I could think could happen, is to be boring. But yeah, we're trying. We're going to really try. Sarah says, I love these conversations. Darlene says, Drew will read them later. That's right. That's exactly what's happening. And Brian says, Jack Nicholson, you want the truth? You can't handle the truth, so he'll join us or die my master. Okay. Smidgen says, I have a number of Disney movies on VHS. I can't let them go. I understand. Darlene says, got a ton of VHS downstairs. Someday we'll try to sell them. Sarah says, VHS may be worth something. In some circles they are. BB says, my kitten sleeps most of the time now. She's not feeling good. Hitomi says, sorry, it was David. Hello from Japan. Sarah says, okay, good night everyone. See you next week. Smidgen says, Drew, we call our black cat our pocket panther. She's be a little terror a couple of times a day. Darlene says, aw, BB. Darlene says goodnight to Sarah. Sarah says goodnight. Scott's here, and Scott says, on Thursday morning, I started to get calls at 7 a.m. that day. I got 150 calls. Holy crap. Manuel says goodnight to Sarah. Smidgen says, see you later, Sarah. Manuel says hey to Scott. Scott says hello. Darlene says, we have a black cat. I call her my mini panther. BB says to Manuel, do you not live in New Orleans? Junior says, I could listen to these two all day. Laugh out loud. Oh gosh, don't give us any crazy ideas. Manuel says, yes, live close to New Orleans, BB. Kate says, nice to have night times live. Thanks, folks. Love all the streams. Smidgen says, Darlene, that works. And BB says, so glad you weren't the one in the group of people that were attacked. Ain't that the truth? BB says to Manuel, I am so glad you weren't in that group of people who were attacked. Scott says, I tell them I'm under the age of 18 and I still tell me I need a funeral. Manuel says, no, I was in Lafayette, Louisiana. BB says, thumbs up to Manuel. Junior says, I second that. BB says, Kit Boga. Yep. Tim says, good night all. David says, good night everybody. BB says, bye-bye everyone, take care, have a great week. Manuel says, good night my friends, SWS and Avery, awesome live stream. Scott says, good night to everyone. David says to BB, you too. Jim says, good stream. Oh, thank you so much, sir. Junior says, bye-bye all. BB says, thanks to David. Darlene says, cat and dogs participation, laugh out loud. Smidgen says, good night all, stay safe wherever you are. The Lady P says, I'm back. Jim says, good night, Screwing with Scammers and Drew. Brian says, I never knew you guys had a live chat on Saturday evenings. I watched you guys all week. Now I'm hooked. I've learned much from you. I've learned much from you guys. I need to learn to be patient with the Hindi scammers and have taught curse. Junior says, love to see the two together. Y'all are great. And Lori says, good night to everyone. All right. We did it. All right, now I know that was a bit long and tedious, but honestly, I thoroughly enjoy reading the comments during the live streams, and I feel really bad when I can't read them all. So I compromised and did this. Now, will we do it every single week? I don't know about that. It actually took a long time, and there's a lot of effort involved in it. But as you can tell, my voice is going. But we gotta figure out a way. We gotta figure out a way to make it work where everybody's happy. And you know me, you know as well as I do that that's never possible in this world to make everybody happy. But we're gonna try to make as many people as possible happy. And I appreciate everybody who checked out the video. I know this is only really going to be interesting to the 30 or so people that were in the live stream leaving comments. They'll get a kick out of this. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much again for watching the videos, for joining the live streams, for commenting, for adding to the chat. I appreciate the community that's out there. I think everybody out there is great, and I hope everybody does, you know, when it comes to scam calls, either hang up on them or screw with them like we do. It's always a lot of fun. Hope you all enjoy. Hey everybody, and thanks a lot for checking out the video. If you like the content, click the subscribe button and hit the bell for notification. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Thumbs up, thumbs down, either way, and we'll catch you all next time.